Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, Connoisseurs. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Saturday, November 1st, brand new month. Hope you're having a great weekend. In this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update, this time for the period October 25th to Halloween. And again, it's just a high level overview in case you missed it. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified anytime I post new content, and I do these videos each and every weekend. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as one of my platforms of choice going forward. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Colombia's president tells Trump to legalize MJ to combat illicit drug trade. You know, it's getting bad when other countries are telling you to legalize. You literally can't make this stuff up, folks. It's by design. They do this with every new disruptive industry, right? The horse and buggy didn't really like whenever the light bulb, the car came around, and the candle makers didn't like when the light bulb came around, and you know, Blockbuster didn't like Netflix. But as we know, if you don't get on board, the train has left the station. If you don't get out of the way, get on or get out of the way. That's the two options, right? They can't slow this in. They can't stop this industry. They're trying to slow it down. Big pharma, big alcohol, big tobacco. That's all it is. Anything else is just BS, right? This is the biggest capital markets in the world, the biggest economy in the world, and some of the brightest minds in the world. They know what they're doing, and it's all by design, folks. And yeah, just sign of the times. But don't worry, they'll catch up here in the not too distant future. Also, Oxley repays $5 million inventory loan. Love to see that, and it's going to save them. It will result in annualized interest expense savings of approximately $900,000. So super bullish on Oxley long term. Also, Brown University seeks participants for 6 MJ-related studies, as reported by the MJ Herald. And there's a little bit more news forthcoming with regards to this and how many studies are really. It's incredible how many studies are being done still on Schedule 1. Just imagine if it gets rescheduled to Schedule 3 or fully descheduled, the amount of studies that we're going to see. Also, Kronos brings back popular limited edition spinach green apple flavored products, and that's for the fall season. I haven't tried those, but I'll have to keep an eye out for them. If you try them, please let me know. Also, Swiss City plans to extend MJ pilot program until 2028. So Zurican has had over 2,300 participants since its 2023 launch. And again, folks, this is happening at breakneck speed across the world, right? Everybody's starting to get with the program and understand that this is medicine of the future. Also, Kansas poll finds 59% of adults support legalizing recreational MJ and 70% support medical. So again, when 38 of your states, 40 I think it is now, that are legal at the medical level, and then you got it's ridiculous. I can't even talk about it anymore. It's just at this point, there's an ulterior motive, and it's 110% to just slow the industry down so that big pharma, alcohol, and tobacco can catch up. And once you get rescheduling, once you get major reform, safe banking, uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, right? These companies have fiduciary duties, and you just can't do so on Schedule 1. Like, I remember listening to who was it? Guy from Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary. He said, I really wanted to invest in this operator. I think it was in somewhere northeast of, I think it was like Connecticut or something like that. He's like, I really wanted to invest in this operator, and then I talked to my lawyer, and he said, are you effing crazy? This is on Schedule 1. You can't touch that stuff. So just imagine the amount of venture capitalists and investors that are big, like the big wigs, if you will, that are going to enter the space. Once we get clarity. And even with my recent interview with Tilray Brand CEO Erwin Simon, he said, upon reform in the U.S., we could maybe even look to do a deal with a big pharma company or buy a pharma company. You never know. So, folks, it's just a matter of time. Also, Ayurcan, I think is how you pronounce it, reports record $55.4 million in annual MJ sales, up 21% from the previous year. Also, Dallas Mavericks guard Brandon Williams arrested for MJ possession at DFW Airport. He's a backup point guard, and he was arrested Saturday morning at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport after TSA officers discovered MJ in his bed. Oh, but he should be shot, right? This is like the devil's lettuce. Come on, it's medicine, folks. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, there's still some countries that literally will kill you for possession. And I was talking about this in Singapore. Working on a new exchange partnership with the channel, and they're from Singapore, and it reminded me of the Seth Rogen comment and article where he said, I love to go to different places and smoke weed, and he's like, one place that I won't do it though is Singapore. They'll effing kill you if you smoke there. So yeah, I mean, sign of the times, right? There's still so much growth ahead, and propaganda and stigma and everything to eradicate. So when there's countries still offering enforcing the death penalty for simple possession, we got a lot of work to do. Also, Vireo Growth, Verano Holdings reached settlement on litigation. So the two MJ companies announced a resolution dismissing all legal matters pending before the Supreme Court of British Columbia. So if you haven't seen the details on that, you can check it out. Also, Trump's Department of Justice asks the Supreme Court for delayed schedule in case on MJ users' gun rights. So this is interesting. The department is asking the U.S. Supreme Court for more time to submit briefs in case justices recently agreed to hear that concerns the constitutionality of a federal ban on gun ownership by people who use MJ and other drugs. So interesting timing as well, with more than likely going to see a determination on rescheduling at some point in the next month or two, or who knows, maybe it'll be a few weeks. When they said weeks, they must have meant months, but yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous, but wouldn't expect anything less from the U.S. government. Majority of Canadians want Carney government to catch up on MJ policy. So, it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here north of the border in Canada. Yes, we've been legal for 7 years, and we're a pioneer and the leaders of this industry, and very happy to be Canadian and proud to be, a G7 country that has legalized it. But still a lot of work to do here at home as well, right? We still need to see excise tax reform. There's tons of things that we need to do to catch up and support this industry, and going to one national stamp and allowing more milligrams in an edible, right? There's still a 10 milligram cap in one package, and it's just, there's so many things that we can do, right? And just make it more accessible, put it in events and restaurants and bars and convenience stores, things like that. Obviously, you're not going to have your full arsenal of products, but at least some sort of format, like compact form factor, whether it be pre-rolls or beverages in a convenience store or liquor stores, etc. And there's some more information coming pertaining to that in just a moment, how consumers would preferably shop. Canada, 32% of adults have consumed MJ in the past 2 weeks. Majority support industry expansion. That's crazy. So did you know that 32% of adults walking around in Canada are zombies? Yeah, you can't go outside without seeing a zombie walking in the streets, folks. It was what they would have you believe. These numbskulls who spew this bullshit narrative. It's so ridiculous. They can't even find any science or any common sense stuff, so they just have to make up outlandish bullshit excuses and narratives, right? And it just makes themselves look even more dumb. So, yeah, just keep making yourself look that much more stupid and driving down your IQ. When you might not think you're stupid, but when you keep acting stupid, even though you know that it's probably a farce, your IQ is probably like that self-talk. You're probably making yourself more dumb. It's hilarious at this point. You can't do anything but laugh at it, right? And Canadians support government assisting MJ industry through tax reduction, illicit market crackdown, and more. So this is a Polera statistical insights, and the MJ Council of Canada, so C3, I posted a video on this yesterday in Tilray discussing this, but yeah, they had public proposals tested in a survey. 7 in 10, so 69% of Canadians support the federal government in reducing a strategy to combat, reduce, and eliminate the illicit market. That only makes sense. And then 54% of Canadians want the government to help Canadian MJ companies become global leaders. And 52% of Canadians want the government to reduce the current excise tax. So a hidden tax paid by legal producers, with only 24% opposed and 24% were unsure. So love to see it. We'll see what happens in the November budget here for 2026 here in Canada, the federal budget. Not really holding my breath on that one. I don't think we're going to see excise tax reform. If we do, great. I'll gladly be wrong, but I would say it's more than likely going to be like switching to that one excise stamp, that national stamp, instead of 13 different ones for each province and territory, and then they'll take an incremental approach. But I've always said, around the same time 280E goes away in the U.S., I think they'll see excise tax improvement here in Canada, and that has to do with the trade war and everything, level playing field and competing. So I still stand by that statement. Also, MJ MSO sues DoorDash Total Wine to halt hemp psychoactive component sales. So, seeking a halt of the sale of intoxicating cannabinoid products masquerading as hemp, an affiliate of MJ multi-state operator Juicy Holdings sued DoorDash and Total Wine and more this week. In a complaint filed October 27th of Virginia State Court, Delitzo LLC, which operates medical MJ dispensary chain Beyond Hello, weird name, claimed the sale of hemp psychoactive component products outside the state-regulated MJ activity creates an unfair and unlawful marketplace. So we'll see, keep close tabs on that, see what happens. Verano reports $203 million in Q3 revenue and $44 million net loss. The company's asset at the end of the quarter were $385 million assets, and including cash and cash equivalents of $83 million. If you haven't seen the details on that, feel free to check it out. Also, clinical trial finds MJ extract with psychoactive component and CBD improves cognitive function in patients with Alzheimer's-related dementia. So it's not a cure, and they did discuss this on Anthony Martinelli, who's the founder of the MJ Herald. They discussed this on the Matt Gaetz show, and I posted that video yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, just go over here to my channel, click on videos, and it's right here. So I go through my thoughts and opinions on that, and then toward the end, I actually share the segment on the Matt Gaetz show. I didn't know he had a show, so I learned something new every day. But yeah, essentially TLDR, they're basically saying, just imagine, like there's only a handful of clinical trials because it's still on Schedule 1, but there's been hundreds of research and studies that have been published just this year alone. Now imagine what happens if it goes to Schedule 3 or fully descheduled, and then imagine the breakthroughs that we would find. And I've been saying this for a while now. Just imagine the breakthroughs that we would find from a pure rescheduling standpoint, the descheduling standpoint, and the more money and effort and time and bodies that we, and brains and smarts that we put behind this. But then you add AI into the mix, right? And all this big data and just, basically these breakthroughs that might not otherwise be possible with the human mind, right? We can use AI to our benefit and big data and all these trends and quantum computing, all this stuff, right? It's going to help with, you name it, like so many different ailments, right? I think there's going to be just a wave of breakthroughs that are going to come as a result. Medicine of the future, folks. Also, Tilray Brands sets sights on Asia, bringing award-winning craft beers to Japan's premier American Craft Beer Experience Festival. So I wasn't aware either that Japan was this big on craft beer. But as I've been saying, I'm very bullish on MJ, and I'm very bullish on craft beer. And that is the two main focuses for Tilray and their wellness business, their hemp foods, and their distribution business as well. All just complements each other exceptionally well. And this is, in my opinion, a global juggernaut that's in the making, and the Amazon of this space, if you will, of the MJ space. And I do believe that Tilray will be the leader when it's all said and done. Also, Lebanon starts implementing medical MJ legalization framework. The Middle Eastern nation expects US $1 billion annual boost to the state treasury. So again, game theory playing out, folks, and we'll see. Maybe even Tilray. We know they've been first to market in a lot of these. Think of Spain, think of the Italian market, and Panama. So we'll see if they have any plans to expand to Lebanon. They even expressed interest in India's medical market as well. The Cannabis company expands Ohio footprint with opening of Cannabis St. Clairsville. And we got a couple more here. Mike Tyson talks MJ with Pennsylvania governor and top lawmakers as legalization fight heats up. So that's in the state, and then also at the federal level as well. We're looking at Pennsylvania becoming the next state to legalize it recreationally, and yeah, he's been advocating for rescheduling, although half the time he doesn't even know what schedule it is. So it's funny. People are like, oh, Mike Tyson said this and he must know something. I'm like, well, I highly doubt he has top level information when he doesn't even know what schedule it is on. So I love how people are just, grasping at straws, just waiting for something. Right? It's pretty funny, but you just got to be patient, folks. And the stock market is a mechanism from transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. So what are you? Are you impatient or are you patient? And it definitely favors the patient. MJ consumers are more likely to shop at Target following decision to sell MJ-infused drinks, poll shows. So, again, some people, I don't really agree with it. Like, some people say, oh, I don't want to go into a dispensary and get caught in there. Like, oh, it's like, you're playing into the stigma. You're playing into the bullshit, right? Like, it's medicine. It's a plant. Why do you feel some type of way or ashamed or whatever because you're going into a specific store to buy a specific product? Like, slap you. You're playing into the stupidity, right? But I get it. You know, you're at Target, you're already there shopping, you're going down the hall, you're going down the aisle and you see something and you're like, oh, I'm more apt to buy it, or, you know, I have to go stop another place. Okay, it's convenient. But, you know, these people are saying, you know, maybe you work for a certain company or something like that, I guess, and the optics aren't great. But, you know, if it were me and I work for a company and I'm going to buy medicine, right? And it's on my off time. Like, I can understand if you're working or something, but, like, go fly a kite. Like, I'll do whatever the hell I want on my off time. And don't tell me that this is worse than buying alcohol when, you know, employers and companies, they'll serve you alcohol at a Christmas party. And this stuff's poison. It literally kills hundreds of thousands of people every single year in the U.S. Guess how many MJ kills? 0. Big fat nada, right? And so again, it makes my blood boil a little bit, steams my vegetables, if you will. But yeah, it's there's so much growth ahead, folks. But I guess the more convenience, the better. And speaking of convenience, Circle K going to be rolling out to 900 stores across the state of Florida, and then they're looking to do it nationwide in 2026 as well. But let me know what you think of this news in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.